Everyone is sending me this, and I think it's incredible. An interviewer for the Sunday Times made her 13 and 14-year-old sons and 8 of their friends go without smartphones for 4 weeks. But it wasn't a completely phone-free month. The kids could use their smartphone for 1 hour per day, and for the other 23 hours, they used a light phone. Light phone is a Wi-Fi-enabled device that only calls and texts and has basic apps like an alarm, a calculator, a map, and a calendar, but no social media and no internet browser. These teens were in good health, physically and mentally. They come from happy homes. Most of them didn't get phones until 11 years old, which is still a little early in my opinion, but they always had screen time limits and monitoring. Before the experiment, the boys were spending time on Snapchat, Spotify, and YouTube, but only one of the boys described himself as addicted. The 2 girls, on the other hand, who were 15 and 13 years old, were obsessed with their phones, spending over 30 hours in 1 week on social media alone. The girls were very active on Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. When asked if the girls love social media, they responded, quote, "It's a trap. You're stuck because if you do escape, you're classified as a weirdo and fall behind on trends. You won't understand what people are talking about." They shared that if you do watch TikTok, you're going to get influenced. You know it's all fake, but you still feel like it's real. You still can't help comparing yourself with everyone who looks pretty and then feeling bad about yourself. And you're going to get addicted. It's literally like a drug. One of the girls deleted TikTok at one point because it stole all her time and made her feel like shit about herself, but added it back because she believes that her social popularity is linked to her social media activity. And if you don't post, you get made fun of. These girls even went as far as to criticize the social media apps themselves, saying, quote, "Apps are targeting girls younger and younger. It is sickening. The people who own them, Mark Zuckerberg, Evan Spiegel, etc., are ruining children's lives just to get money." One of the girls, Rose, says, "This is how we've grown up." And then people are like, "Why are children having all these mental health problems?" The other girl says, "Because we're on our phones, but we don't have a choice." When asked if they could uninvent social media, both girls replied without hesitation, yes. One of the girls, Edie, says, "We did have a childhood without social media. I'm 15 now. Do you want to know why I still sleep with stuffed cuddly toys? Try to get back to how I used to feel when I felt happy and free before all this shit kicked in." So after 4 weeks, sans smartphones, the teens were overwhelmingly grateful. They shared, quote, "Thank you so much for including me in this. It was way better than I expected, and I'm really glad I did it." Everyone struggled at first, but one of the kids, Lincoln, shared, "You begin to notice things because you're not a part of it. You start to see whatever's going on your smartphone doesn't matter. You'll never say on your deathbed, 'I wish I'd spent more time on my phone.'" They noticed that Snapchat streaks were pointless. They noticed that the kids at school don't know how to have meaningful conversations. They noticed that attention spans are short, that everyone's looking down at their phones. They had time to focus on things that make them feel good about themselves. They spent more time with family and neighbors. One teen read a 700-page book about basketball, and the habits have stuck. One of the boys' screen time went down to less than 1 hour per day. They feel less tired and more able to focus. They feel like children again. And even their parents are setting stricter time limits on their phones for themselves. One big takeaway is that every single one of these teenagers would have hated to do this experiment alone. It would have felt like a punishment, weird and isolating. If we're going to see positive changes on a larger scale, we need collective action. And this experiment is proof that time away from smartphones is what our kids need. Delay smartphones. Let kids be kids.